What's going on, everybody? This is Maximilian, and you probably have noticed that I had to upload part 24 yesterday. Or, yeah, it was yesterday. I'm really sorry about that. For all those of you who commented on there, I apologize, but I was a donk, and I rendered the wrong intro with the wrong video. So, I don't know, I guess in the end it really didn't matter that much, but I want to maintain some kind of standard of quality for my videos, so I just screw it, whatever. I'm just going to take a hit, upload it, and learn from my mistakes. So, if you guys did comment on there, but you haven't commented since the re-upload, go ahead and click the annotation in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. I know I'm sorry making you guys do that again, but go ahead and go back to the previous video and leave your comment up there for the Elite Four poll, because this is the last video that will have an Elite Four poll on it. After that, the Elite Four team will be decided. Now, I know that some of you have been voting for Pokemon that actually aren't quite possible to get in this stage of the game before the Elite Four. That's totally okay, because what I plan on doing is I'm going to be sort of recycling that poll that we used for the Elite Four, and I'm going to be making another party off of that for when we fight Red. Now, it may have some Pokemon from the same Elite Four team, maybe not. I'll let you guys decide on that, so go ahead and leave a comment in this video. That's going to be the question for you guys. Let me know if you'd like to see a completely different team for when we fight Red, or if you'd like me to keep one or two Pokemon from the Elite Four team. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just scratch off the rest of the team that we had for the Elite Four team. And then I'm going to take the next four people in the poll, or the next four Pokemon in the poll, who haven't been used yet, and then we're going to use them for Red. So that way it gives us a little bit more variety, and it also gives me a chance to diversify the team, and at the same time keep some of the classic Pokemon, like Lugia, which I'm pretty sure you'll be required to vote for in that one as well. Although I haven't decided yet, but let's just be on the safe side and say for now that you're going to have to. So, now that we can actually get onto the video, I'm done with my apologies and such, and my rattling on of my mistakes. So, this is, well, technically the second part of the rocket takeover of Goldenrod Radio Tower. Although, I guess I would consider this the first part. I know that's what I'm going to title it in the video, just because, this is really the first section of it, because it's really divided into three kind of I don't want to call it subplots. It's just more like sections. Sections is a good word. So what you have to do is, the first part is you have to basically crawl your way up the tunnel, bash your way through everybody, and then eventually you're going to find out that the director is not there. He's being held captive. So then the second part takes place in the underground tunnel, in that locked room that's off to the side in Goldenrod City. You'll have a couple more trainers to fight there, obviously, but then you're going to have to go back into the tower a second time, if I remember correctly. And that's where the whole, I guess, scenario comes to a conclusion. So there's lots of level grinding to be done here. There's lots of trainers. So this will be a very good opportunity to raise your Pokemon up for the Blackthorn Gym, because the Pokemon aren't exactly pushovers there, and you're going to have to get them grinded up for the Elite Four anyway. So might as well just battle everybody you can. Now, I didn't do it in this episode, and I really should have. I kind of thought in the back of my mind, I need to go to the Pokemart, and I just didn't do it. Make sure you have some full heals, or at the very least antidotes or poison cure berries, because a lot of these rocket trainers use Coughings and Grimers, and I think the status ailment rate for their poison attacks is actually pretty good. So if you're not using a poison type Pokemon or something that's resistant to poison, I would recommend that you have those handy, because it's really annoying to have to go out of the tower, go all the way back to the Pokemon Center, then go back to the tower again. It's just really time consuming. So I'm going to remember next episode to buy some full heals, and I'm going to plow my way through the underground. I'm not sure how long it'll take. Maybe I'll be able to finish the entirety of the whole Goldenrod Radio Tower subplot, but not going to guarantee it. So we'll say at the very least I'm going to finish the underground part. I know I should be able to do that in 15 minutes. That shouldn't be too much of a big deal. But anyway, this is the conclusion of the first part of the Goldenrod Radio Tower takeover, and that is clearing your way through the top of the tower and then figuring out that you have to go into the underground. It's basically nothing but a bunch of battles, so not really much to discuss here other than that you should raise your Pokemon evenly, and they are somewhat high level for Pokemon that you've probably been used to at the moment. So take precaution, because they are a lot stronger than you might imagine. So now that we've got that out of the way, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what to talk about because I've kind of mentioned a lot of things that I'm going to be planning on doing in the future in previous episodes. It really feels like feels moot to repeat them, so I don't really see any reason to do that. But I haven't been on Xbox Live for a while now. I'm going to be getting on soon. Like, that's what I'm planning on doing 4th of July. I think I've mentioned that before, but it's finally getting to a point where I'm actually able to do stuff, because during the week, what I usually do is I work from 8 to 5 because I work full time. And then after I'm done working, I'll usually go to the gym, and that'll take me about 2 hours or so. So I usually don't get home until 7 o'clock at night, so I'm gone for 11 hours out of the day. And by the time I get home, it's usually just eating dinner and just going to bed. Like, I guess I could play Xbox Live at some point in there, but it's just like, you're so tired from working out at that point that you just really don't bother. And I just really wasn't feeling that good today. Like, I kind of felt like I was getting sick earlier in the day. I don't know if it was because of the medicine I took or if it was just because I was exhausted. But my legs were really, really hurting today because I did some incline training. And if any of you have never done incline training before, basically what it is, it's just doing like a brisk walking pace on a treadmill, but you're doing it for a half hour straight on a 10-degree incline. Now, if you've ever walked uphill before, you know that you're using your quads the majority of the time. You're like, normally when you're walking, it's basically just all calves when you're on a flat terrain, so you're not using that much muscle to work at it. But when you're doing incline training, even at a 10-degree slope, the majority of the work involved is being done by the quadriceps. So after about a half hour of that, your legs just feel like noodles, and you feel like your thighs are just going to fall out from under you. Now, of course, the day after it's much worse. Like today, they're just really sore. It's just absolutely unbearable. I'm amazed that I was able to walk out of my house this morning. But I took some sodium naproxen to kind of relieve the pain because I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't walk at all. I could barely bend over. So I took some naproxen, figuring I'll be okay later. I mean, the pain did kind of die down, but I just felt like really crappy at the end of the day. Like, not like a sore throat or feverish or anything. Like, I just felt crappy. I feel like you feel sick, but you're not really sure what you have because you don't really have any symptoms, that kind of thing. So I just basically laid down as soon as I got home. I skipped the gym today because realistically, there's no way I'd be able to work out with the soreness that I was having. It probably wouldn't be a good idea anyway to over fatigue. So I just figured, we'll take a day off, no big deal. And so I just basically napped on the couch for a couple of hours, had a little bit to eat for dinner, and after that I just basically felt great. So, I don't know, maybe it was just because I've been exhausted. Probably pretty sure that's what it was. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, though, because I do need to keep conditioning my legs, because I'm planning on going snowboarding at some point in the fall, and it's been, I think, 2 years since I've actually been snowboarding. So, my legs have been deconditioned, to say the least. I need to get back into shape. Like, my body in general, like, I'm just not in great shape, but it's really my legs that are the worst. I used to have some really good quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves because I used to be on a swim team. So I'd work them out constantly, and I built up a lot of muscle in my legs, but now I haven't done it in forever. And since I haven't really done anything intensive as far as leg exercises are concerned in quite a long time, like, I've just got nothing left in there. So I just need to recondition my thighs, get myself going again. Really, that's it. So I'm going to be working on that over the summer, in addition to just basically getting in shape in general, because I haven't done it in a while. And if you guys know anything about college, college will put on a lot of weight. Sometimes it's due to the college food, because college food is absolutely terrible. But I buy my own groceries, so I have no excuse in that part. Like, if I don't buy good food, then it's my fault. But college puts a lot of stress on you, so stress basically will pile on weight like nobody's business. That's basically the biggest reason why you gain weight, because once you start studying, you basically devote all your time to that, so you get really stagnant, you don't do anything, and on top of that, the stress adds a lot of body weight because you basically eat a lot more, psychological effects and all that. So, yeah, I'm just trying to offset the side effects of studying a lot. So, that's just what I'm working on right now. In addition to that, I'm kind of trying to take up some other hobbies on the side, because I want to have something to do during the week that's at least decently engaging, but not, working. So I decided to read The Lord of the Rings again. And I mean, when I say again, like, I haven't actually finished the series Lord of the Rings. I haven't completely finished it, but there have been several points in my life where I've attempted to start reading it and I just never finished it. especially the Fellowship of the Ring, because it's just really hard to take off from that book. Like, that's the biggest hurdle of the whole series. I started reading the Two Towers just for giggles, because, like, you know, I figured, well, I can't finish the Fellowship of the Ring, I'm really bored, let's read the Two Towers. I started reading it, and the Two Towers is much, much easier to start with, because you actually have something developed by that point. There's a lot of things going on, whereas, like, the biggest part of the Fellowship of the Ring at the beginning, that first couple hundred pages or so, is basically all historical stuff. Shut up, phone. I'll turn my phone off next time for you guys. Anywho, yeah. Basically, once you're getting through all the historical stuff and the introductions, because that's pretty much the hardest part of any story, then you're good to go, but I could never get myself past that. So I'm trying to work extra hard at it to get past it, because I feel really bad that I will admit, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fanatic. I've played the card game at Gen Con. I've seen all the movies. I pretty much know the plot by heart. Like, I know way too much about Lord of the Rings, but I have not read the books. I feel terrible about that, so I'm going to try and remedy that this summer. And I will probably have to extend it to college, too, because Lord of the Rings is a long series. And I mean, like, some people could probably read it in a short amount of time, but I am, like, the world's slowest reader ever. So it's going to take me a while to get through that book. In addition to that, though, I've also been picking up, just watching an HBO miniseries called Game of Thrones. It's not strictly HBO, it's actually based on a book. I think it was written by George R.R. Martin? I could be wrong on his last name, but I know it's George R.R. something. I'm pretty sure it's Martin. Anywho, it's a miniseries that HBO is doing as an adaptation of the book, and I will also admit I haven't read that before either. But then again, it's also because I'm not a very big reader. I don't have the books. But a friend of mine introduced me to the concept, and it's actually really cool. So if you guys are old enough, because there's mature content in it, and if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Anywho, that's an episode. See you guys next time.